welcome back to my channel. I'm always so glad you're here. And not only are the holidays coming up, but we haven't done a We Can't Make This Stuff Up in a really long time. We're way past overdue. So I figured, why not make it festive? For all the kids out there that follow me, a little fun fact, I happen to have some friends who work at the North Pole. It's a short people thing. They get me because I'm the same size as them. So I asked my elf friends, hey guys, when Santa comes over and goes to the malls or the parties or the parks and asks kids, hey, what do you guys want for Christmas? What are some situations Santa's found himself in that's made him think,
Oh, that's a good one.
we just can't make this stuff up? And here are 15 of their answers. I had to write them down on my phone so I wouldn't forget. You know, those elves are always writing letters and I can't have all the paper up here, just had to transfer it onto my phone. And by the way, kids, a lot of these stories are gonna be from the perspective of the elves because Santa's just way too busy to sit down and think about every single kid and parent he's talked to. He already has so much on his plate, it was just a whole lot easier to get these stories from the elves helping him. You get it. We took Santa to a store to see the kids and some of the moms got really creepy. One insisted she'd be able to sit on Santa's lap and asked if she could have him for Christmas. Santa looked very uncomfortable, so I, his trusted elf, jumped to the rescue and said, excuse me ma'am, everyone knows that Santa Claus is married to Miss Claus and Miss Claus doesn't really like to share. The mom looked very disappointed, but she did end up leaving, thank goodness. I know you're really excited Santa's here. We all are. Personal boundaries, okay? Santa's still a person. We keep our hands to ourselves. We let everyone have their bubble, okay? Boundaries are important. I think what annoys me the most is that if it was reversed, like let's say Mrs. Claus came to see the kids and a dad wouldn't leave her alone, I feel like everybody would jump in and be like, no, you can't do that, leave her alone, she's married. I think it's really important to remember that men also have boundaries. Men also need a personal bubble. Like you can't just put your hands on somebody just because you want to. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man, or it doesn't matter. My youngest child has a lot of complicated medical issues, and the first year of her life, she was completely blind. So last year, when my oldest child hopped on Santa's lap, the first thing he asked was,
Hi Santa, can you help my sister see her presents? Her eyes don't work.
I tried to shush him, but the damage was done. Poor Santa got so red in the face and looked so sad when he had to answer my son. He told him,
Little guy, Santa will try, okay? But please don't be angry if it doesn't work. Santa's specialty is toys, not eyeballs. There's some things that Santa's magic just doesn't work on.
My heart shattered. I know Santa's magic is really reserved for toys, and I had to explain that to my son. He understood, but it really warmed my heart that he was thinking of his sister. And pretty cool thing, right after Christmas, my daughter's vision actually did start working, so maybe Santa put in a good word with someone.
That's a Christmas miracle.
You know what? Maybe he did. That is so sweet though, that all that little boy wanted for Christmas was for his sister to get her vision back. I mean, no, the mom's so right. Santa's magic doesn't necessarily work on things that aren't toys, you know? The elves and Santa have to make it in the workshop and put it in the sled, and things that they can't make and create, it's a little bit trickier. All magic has its limitations, you know, and everyone, you know, has their specialty, whether it be Santa with toys or the tooth fairy with teeth and money and things like that. Maybe Santa did put in a good word. We had a super cute little girl come up to Santa and she was so shy. She just stood clutching her mom's leg for most of it. Santa tried to talk to her and asked, what's your name? Have you been good this year? She wouldn't budge. Finally, after a little bit of coaxing from the elves and Mrs. Claus, Santa asked, what do you want for Christmas? The little girl finally gave an answer and just said,
A candy cane.
Well, guess what Santa gives to every kid who comes to see him? A candy cane! That little girl had her wish fulfilled immediately, and I've never seen anyone so excited when coming to see Santa. I bet her entire day was made. Look at Santa coming through. We took Santa to the mall one year, and honestly, a lot of kids asked for a lot of weird things. But this one kid looked Santa dead in the eye and said, "I want a bushel of dead squirrels." He was probably 6 years old. I don't even know how he knew the word bushel. I just got uncomfortable. You know, everybody wants what they want. I have so many questions that I don't think I want the answer to. A 6-year-old boy was waiting patiently in line to meet Santa when it was his turn, and he hopped right up into Santa's lap. Santa asked him, "What do you want for Christmas?" And the little boy started mentioning a couple of the more popular toys that year. Santa then asked him, "All right, but have you been a good boy?" The little boy smirked and pulled an envelope out of his pocket. He handed it to Santa, said, "Don't worry about it," and just walked away. My curiosity was piqued, so I told Santa to open it. In it was the little boy's wish list with a $5 bill taped to it. The kid tried to bribe Santa Claus. I was horrified and quite impressed at the same time.
He's on the naughty list.
No! Naughty list. No, you can't bribe Santa Claus. That's not how that works. Straight to the naughty list, my guy. And one parent saw him stick that in his pocket and is like, "You know what, Jimmy? That's a good idea. You go, Jimmy." No, you don't bribe anybody, especially Santa Claus. I'm one of Santa's elves, and one year we took him to the zoo for this event where he got to talk to a lot of kids. By the end of it, he looked kind of sad. I went up to him to ask him what was wrong, and he told me that 5 different kids asked him to get their parents jobs for Christmas. He had to explain to them that his magic doesn't work that great on grown-ups, but he would do his absolute best. Oh, my heart. The fact that so many of these kids have their family members on their mind. I'm not crying, I'm crying. I can't even imagine how hard that must be, though, to hear, "I want my sister to get better, I want my parents to be happy and get a job," and just not to be able to do anything about it. The magic isn't absolute, you know, it doesn't always work that way. I can't imagine the guilt of not being able to do something about that. I went to a ball with Santa sometime in the late 90s, and while one of the girls was waiting in line, I asked her what she wanted for Christmas. She answered nonchalantly,
A dildo.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you right. Can you repeat that?
A dildo.
Oh, I don't think we have those at the North Pole.
Oh, well, you should really go to Toys R Us, because over there you can get all of the Rugrats characters, like Chucky and Tommy's brother Dale.
Okay, that did not just happen.
A dill doll. Got it. Obviously, a dill. It's a character on Rugrats. Yes. One year I was helping out Santa, and there was one little girl who wouldn't say a word the whole time she sat on his lap. He tried everything to make her feel comfortable, but she just wouldn't say anything. Finally, it was time for her to go, and she got off his lap, started walking away, and then paused. She immediately turned back around, ran up to Santa, got in his face, and said,
I hate macaroni and cheese, and if you bring that to me again this year, I'm not leaving you cookies next time.
Oh, that was a little aggressive. I love mac and cheese. I would love to find mac and cheese under a tree. Look, Santa, all I'm saying is that if she doesn't want mac and cheese, I will happily take mac and cheese, okay? Years ago, I was in line with my 6-year-old nephew waiting for his visit with Santa. When Santa asked my nephew what he wanted for Christmas, he said, "Could you get mommy and daddy some pajamas? Cause they never wear any." The whole line burst into laughter, including Santa. My sister wasn't there, so I didn't feel bad about laughing either. I've said this so many times in doing videos about kids and their teachers in school. Y'all, parents, I'm telling you right now, whatever weird stuff you have going on at home, your kids are gonna rat you out. I guarantee you the whole school knows all that weird stuff that happens at home. Your teachers know, okay? The school knows, your kid won't stop talking about it, Santa Claus knows, all the elves know, everyone at the toy shop knows, your kids rat you out. 100% of the time. It is what it is. They don't know how to keep their mouth shut. Don't be embarrassed. We live for it. A bit of a backstory. My wife is very anti-alcohol and anti-drinking. She says it very loudly and very often. Anyways, one night we were at a winter carnival and she had a cup of eggnog that night. When she didn't realize had rum in it. She was so upset. She kept going on and on about how she couldn't believe she drank. She complains about this the whole time we're waiting in line to see Santa, and by the time my son hops on Santa's lap, Santa asks him what he wants for Christmas. My son looked right into his eyeballs and said,
I wish my mommy would stop drinking.
My wife turned colors I've never seen before. I laughed so hard I stopped making noises altogether.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
There is nothing wrong with people who either choose not to drink or are unable to drink or anything like that, okay? My husband doesn't drink. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't understand the people who are very judgy with it, you know? I can't believe I have something to drink. Before the Susans jump down my throat, I'm assuming there's not a medical condition related to that, right? If there was, the husband wouldn't be poking fun at her. So let's get that out of the way. Husband wouldn't think it was funny if it was like a serious necessity. She's just being judgy. And if that's the case, calm down, Gertrude. You're not on the naughty list just because you accidentally drank alcohol one time. You're okay. I was the elf in charge of taking the photos of the kids and Santa, and one little girl asked, can I have a boy toy? I'm sorry, a what? Her mom turned to look at us and said, boy toy? She means a truck. Santa and I looked at each other and I responded, oh, a truck's not a boy toy or a girl toy, it's just a toy. I mean, all toys are just toys that anyone can really play with. The mom looked at me up and down and rolled her eyes and said, oh, not you guys too. Okay, can you just do your job, okay? I don't need you to be passing on your ideology to my daughter. Trucks are for boys. How does that make any sense? A toy is a toy. It's just a toy. Anyone can want to play with a truck. When they grow up, anyone can drive a truck. It's not a girl car or a boy car or a girl toy or a boy toy. It's just a toy. It's a vehicle. Vehicles don't have genders. And you let your kid ask for a truck from Santa. So why are you so upset that it's just a toy for her to enjoy? You let her ask, you clarified for Santa and the elves, oh, it's a truck. But don't you dare tell her it's a toy she can enjoy. That's just too far. One time we had a really freaky moment when a little kid approached me and Santa Claus and asked if he could stop destroying America. We were all very confused. It was a long story, but to keep it short, it turns out that this kid had a grandfather who fought in a very specific war many years ago. Grandpa had a regular habit of complaining about the Reds. Anything red is out to destroy America and democracy. The kid interpreted that very literally and decided Santa is a red.
Don't listen to him. This guy's not Santa. He's a toy. He has a rubber face and a plastic tushy.
This is a lesson to parents watching, that kids take the things you say very literally. And they tell everybody in the world about it. Just like I said earlier, okay? No secrets at home are safe. They tell everybody about all of it. Be very careful with the way you describe things and talk about things and the words and labels that you use, because they will take it at face value. Just to clarify, Santa Claus is not out to destroy democracy. Santa's very pro-freedom. I know, I've heard from my elf friends. While waiting in line to see Santa, a little boy once told me he was gonna ask Santa, I want a baby rhino for Christmas. Oh, but if we took a baby rhino away from his mommy, I bet she would be really sad. She's just a stupid animal. I mean, what's she gonna do with a baby pet rhino anyways? Not caring about others, including animals, puts you right on the naughty list, and no one on the naughty list deserves a baby pet rhino. Yes, as you should. The lack of empathy for animals is just, we don't tolerate that kind of behavior here. We love animals on this page. Naughty list for you. I once heard a kid tell Santa that he wanted a coffee maker because he wanted to start his own Starbucks coffee stand instead of his lemonade stand. Apparently, business wasn't that good at the lemonade stand, but he noticed a lot of adults drink coffee, so he'd make coffee. That kid's gonna be a millionaire one day.
Yeah, no, I think that this is gonna work. Good job, Curtis.
That's a very smart kid. He's going places. We had a sweet little boy hop up on Santa's lap and immediately say, I want a truck with a hooker. Santa looked at me and I looked at Mom, whose face was buried in her hands in embarrassment, and she said, no, it's a Tonka truck, okay? It's a Tonka truck with a little hook or crane or thing attached to it. It's a Tonka truck. Oh, right, we can do that. We can do that. Plus, children, when telling Santa what you want, you need to be very specific, okay? Do you know how many trucks out there have a crane or whatever? Specific. Tonka truck. That tells the elves exactly what they have to make, okay? Be specific, like a dildo. Who is Dill? If you told Santa the Rugrats character Dill, he wouldn't have been confused, you know? He would have known exactly what that was. You don't want Santa to be confused and then bring the wrong thing. Those are 15 examples of situations that Santa and his elves just had the best time chuckling at. I know a lot of you guys are getting ready for Santa to come to your house, and some of you guys are lighting candles for Hanukkah. Some of you guys might not be celebrating either, whether it be Kwanzaa or you're just not celebrating anything. Whatever you're up to, I hope you're having the best time with your family and enjoying the festive time of year. Even if you don't celebrate, you can still enjoy the lights. As always, if you want to nominate a theme or a specific episode for We Can't Make This Stuff Up, let me know in the comments. You know, I love hearing feedback from you guys. And I forgot to leave you guys with positive vibes on Tuesday. I'm so sorry about that. I hope whatever it is you guys are celebrating or not celebrating at your home, I hope you guys make some of the best memories with your family over the next couple weeks. Something to remember and cherish for years on. I hope I see you guys next week, and I'll see you later. Bye, my lovelies. Mwah.